Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create a mosaic using Google Drawings. When you open the assignment, you will open your Google Drawing that says Mosaic Google Drawing, and I believe yours says template. I'm going to use example to show you guys what to do. There is also a document, right here that says Mosaics with Google Drawing Directions. This will be a great reference as you're going through. You're going to open the Google Drawing. The background is set to black as we see. You're going to choose one of the images. Right here is a link to the doc. So I'll open that up. It may take a minute or so to load. I'm still in the process of adding images, but the way that this will work is you're going to choose one of the images. You're going to select it, right click, and press copy. Then you're going to go back to your Google Drawing, right click, and paste. Now, mine doesn't fill up the box completely, so what I'm going to do is line it up with one of the corners, hold shift, and take another corner so that it spreads out evenly. And I can kind of even it up where there's some black at the top and bottom, okay? This is going to be my template so that I know what to draw over. All right, so the next thing in the directions is to use the shape tool or the polyline tool to cover over the image. So what that means is we're going to be creating a mosaic. These are some examples. Okay, so these are the shapes that it's talking about. You get to decide as far as whether you want to do circles, squares, rectangles, triangles, a mixture of all the above. It's up to you, okay? So I've given some examples of where you can find these tools, and I'm going to show you as well. So this is the line tool, right? This is the polyline that it was talking about. And then right here are the shapes that are already created for you, okay? So another tip is zooming. So when you have an image that you're having to show detail, and this is one of them, it's going to be very helpful to use the zoom tool. That's this magnifying glass right here. If I click on that and then click on my window, it's going to zoom closer to the image that I need to work with. I can move around with the bars on the bottom and the sides as needed. And if I need to go back to normal size, there's an arrow right here. You're going to click that and go to fit, and it will take you back where you can see the whole screen again, okay? Do not zoom your whole computer screen. Only zoom using this tool. The reason for that is if you zoom using your whole screen, you can no longer see your toolbar, and the shape sizes are not going to line up correctly. All right. We are using this image in the background as a reference to know what to draw over, okay? So I'm going to just start on the lighthouse to kind of give you an example. I'm going to play around with the polyline first. So I'm going to create a shape like that. Now they have to be complete shapes. You'll know if it is completed when it fills in with a color. The automatic color is going to be blue. You can change that by going to the fill color, this fill bucket, and you can change it to transparent. Eventually, we're going to be filling it with the color of whatever you're outlining. So since this is kind of a grayish white color, I'm just going to pick a gray that's a little dark, that's kind of close to it, okay? So that's what I'm going to go with for now. Now, when I go back to this polyline and I want to create another shape, it's going to fill with that blue again. So, like I said, you can go ahead and start filling them with your color. It's completely up to you. All right. Now, let me fill in one more. Let me do this space here. I want there to be space between my objects, okay? So I can zoom out to kind of make sure. And those shapes are pretty big. I could actually make them a little bit smaller if needed. I don't want to get much bigger than that. So if I wanted to copy and paste these, I'll select the arrow. I need to shift and select whichever shapes, right click and copy, and then right click and paste. And then I can move them around as needed, okay? I can also move them individually. I can rotate the angles and so forth, okay? That might be an easier way to fill in the area as you were going along instead of creating each individual shape. Now, like I said, I would probably make these a little bit smaller, more along this size, but you're going to fill in the shape of the object with the mosaic. So we want to have space between the objects, like you see here. Outline or the fill-in color needs to match closely to the color of the object. All right, you may have to do like a line here, but we're not doing full shape. So like we wouldn't outline this whole thing. We would only outline certain areas. So what I mean by that is I would maybe do that for one, and then this for another. And I also need to make sure that there's space between them, so I might have to move those over a little bit. And go up here. All right, and so forth, okay? And then I'll go in, fill my color, even up, however I need to do, okay? So if I want to go back to fit, I can kind of see what I've done so far. You can go back and forth as needed. We want to fill up the whole picture. So sunset, water. Obviously, you don't have to do each individual rock, but we do want to show at least that there are rocks on here. So it might even be fine to do each rock as a shape. That might even work better for you. Each image is a little bit different. So as far as how you're outlining and what you're outlining will be different, but we do want to make sure that we're sticking true to that mosaic style that you see here, okay? Change the colors as needed. Remember, that is in the, when you select the shape, that's going to be the fill color, the bucket. And you can choose the colors that are already here, and you can also go to a custom color and create a custom color as needed, okay? So hopefully that will help you guys as you are working. If you have specific questions, please let me know. There are some tips and criteria, steps, all that you might need in the Mosaics with Google Drawings directions. Let's see. As far as the criteria goes, there should be a little bit of space between each of your shapes. They shouldn't be touching or overlapping. No outlines. So that was one thing I did not do yet, was the outline. So let me show you that. So when I select this, right here it's called the border color. So I'm going to go to transparent, okay? So we want to make sure that we change that border color for each of those to transparent. All right, instead of having, or you can change the border color to the actual color of the object. It's probably just easier to put transparent. So you must have small shapes in all areas representing the color or tones of that area. Do not use big shapes to fill in the background or other large areas, small shapes only. If it's white, put a lighter gray or some sort of white color. Do not leave it blank. And those are the main things, okay? Let me know if you have questions, and hopefully this will help you guys out.